Forget gold, forget oil. In the coldest, deadliest waters on Earth, there's a fortune hiding. This is the Bering Sea, an environment so hostile, the simple act of breathing is a chore. Every second out here is a negotiation with survival. We're chasing the most lucrative shellfish on the planet, Alaskan king crab. And our story begins with a haul that broke the bank. A single catch, dragged up from beneath a frozen lid, valued at roughly $1.2 million. To the uninitiated, this figure is a fantasy. To the crews of the Alaskan coast, it's the culmination of timing, skill, and sheer brutality. But what makes this story unique is what they fought through. 2.5 meters of sea ice. That's over 8 feet of frozen hazard. The ice is not just a physical barrier, it's an ecological and operational condition that transforms routine fishing into a feat of seamanship. The ice can hide danger and magnify it. A sudden freeze can immobilize a smaller vessel completely, or a moving flow can generate the force of a battering ram against the hull. The ice alters currents. It scours the seafloor and it forces the crab to move, often concentrating them into predictable spots at the ice edge. This concentration can lead to massive hauls, but it also means the risk of losing your life or your entire gear rig is constant. To understand the haul, you must understand the red king crab itself. They are not merely large. They are the product of a life cycle built for the cold. The crab's biology, their cold, nutrient-rich habitat, supports rapid growth compared to crustaceans in warmer seas. There are several species, but the most iconic in these high-stakes fisheries is the red king crab, Paralithodes kamchaticus. They settle on the seafloor as juveniles, spending years molting and growing until the mature males reach the size demanded by processors. Their enormous, flavorful legs are sold by weight, which is why a single trap loaded with large males can instantly translate into a substantial ticket at market. The fishery exploded in the 20th century, becoming famous and infamous for its high stakes. A single legal-sized male crab can command a high price per pound. This high value breeds intense competition, strict management, and constant tension between profit and sustainability. We're dealing with a creature whose market value forces a life or death scenario for the men and women who chase them. This documentary will peel back the layers of that monumental haul, the biology, the human stories, the economics, but none of it happens without the regulatory framework. Alaska's commercial fisheries are regulated with a patchwork of seasons, quota systems, and gear restrictions intended to balance harvest with population conservation. The crew doesn't just go find crab. They operate within a system that dictates when they can fish, where they can set gear, and how to handle the bycatch. These regulations fundamentally shape the economics of each trip. Tighter quotas and shorter seasons raise the dollar value of good catches, because fewer legal days to fish means each legal crab becomes more precious. The $1.2 million haul wasn't just luck. It was the ultimate payoff within a finely tuned, highly restricted system. We must understand the harsh math of commercial fishing.
Take the strain off the winch! Hold the line!
The $1.2 million story is lived in here, in the small, salt-streaked world of the wheelhouse and the engine room. Every minute is accounted for. Every move is ritual. The camera moves now from the sweeping horizon to the intimate detail of life on board. Frost-rimed eyebrows, the steam rising from a coffee cup that is more ritual than thirst quencher. The system that delivered this massive haul
Target acquired
is
at
driven by
40.7
these
north,
people.
74 west. Move in.
So when you factor in the weather patterns, the decision becomes clear. We hold steady until the front passes, regardless of the delay.
The captain, weathered and practical, is the commander. He's not just driving a boat, he's playing three-dimensional chess with currents, ice flows, and quotas.
Well, commanding a vessel this size requires absolute focus. You carry the lives of the crew and the cargo on your shoulders every single day.
Below deck is the engineer, the guardian of the ship's mechanical heart. The success of the trip depends on him keeping the enormous hydraulic systems running. King crab pots weigh 600 to 800 pounds empty. When ice and water add hundreds of kilograms to that, an hour of frozen hydraulics means thousands of dollars lost. And then there's the green horn, the youngest on the crew. He provides the raw terror and humanizing element.
Loop it under here, then cross over the horns. Like that. Good job.
He thought the rope was taut. Turns out it was just tangled around his leg.
Before they can pull a fortune, they have to set the gear. This isn't a casual line drop, it's precision engineering. The pot itself is an engineering compromise, a massive steel frame, typically 7 by 7 by 3 feet, covered in mesh. It needs to be heavy enough, upwards of 800 pounds loaded with ballast, to sit on the seafloor against strong currents. The lead deckhand explains the pot's anatomy. Crucially, they must be compliant. We see the monofilament escape rings, required by law to allow undersized crabs and females to escape. The pot is essentially a controlled, regulated harvesting system. Pots are set in a string across a known corridor, each one serial numbered and logged with precise GPS coordinates. The captain describes the strategy, positioning pots to avoid cannibalism, yet close enough to capitalize on the concentrated aggregation near the ice edge. This is not fishing. It's sophisticated trap placement. The pots soak for 24 to 48 hours. Then the rhythm begins. The crew gets a clean pull. The pot comes up intact and full of legal-sized males, but in heavy ice, this rhythm breaks down. The captain's voiceover describes the tension. The winch groaning under the shifting frozen load, lines that can bind beneath ice that has sheared and moved. The deckhand must stand in an exposed position, using his entire body to feel the changes in load, warning of a snag or a line snap that could kill. If a pot is encased in ice, they face a harrowing choice: risk sacrificing gear to stay on schedule or attempt a dangerous cutting procedure. On the day of the $1.2 million haul, they had multiple factors aligned: the strong cohort, the weather window, and the precise location. When the pot lands, the frenzy begins. This is where the headline figure is built. Crabs are sorted, measured, and counted. We see the tally sheets where pounds per pot are logged. It's the cumulative weight of many legal, large males that translated into that massive cumulative ticket. The legal requirements are paramount. Undersized crabs and females must be returned promptly and alive. This compliance is the survival mechanism of the fishery. The tension is constant. When the season is short and prices are high, temptation is strong, but long-term stewardship matters more. The emotional high of the catch, mixed with the sober reality, of strict adherence to the law.